I don't know. Look, man, the whole Nicki Minaj thing and the beef. I'm upset that that I'm aware of this thing. I'm pissed. These two freaking
But
idiots
why?
going at it. I don't know why I'm upset about it. It's because it seems
You don't
ridiculous.
like rap battles?
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm a cranky fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It doesn't seem like an authentic rap battle. No one's. Did Nicki Minaj even respond? I'm aware that. What's the girl's name?
Remy Ma?
Remy Ma had a song, and I heard it. I guess it was good, right? I don't know.
Are you talking about Sheether?
Yeah, Sheether. What's that about?
See, I don't understand how you have any opinion. How do you how do you have an opinion on this? You haven't even listened to any of this. Why are you mad?
It's like a feeling. It doesn't feel like the great all-time beefs, like the Biggie and the Pac.
I know why it doesn't. It's because they're females.
Well, really? Are you saying that I'm a chauvinist? Is that what you're accusing me of?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly.
Really?
That's why it doesn't feel. That's why you can go ahead and have such a broad statement like that. Have not like this at all without having listened to not a single song. Because it doesn't feel a way.
Well, it doesn't have that.
It
doesn't have that feel, man. You know what I mean? That Ja Rule 50 Cent beef felt real. You felt someone was about to get smoked. Like someone's gonna get shot.
That was testosterone.
True that. Someone made a point that Nicki Minaj hasn't quite been the same since she left her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure. Well, according to him, he's been writing all her songs for her, and her albums have been pretty much a flop since he walked out the scene, which is weird.
Yeah, says a lot.
Because she had such a really hyper feminine kind of persona, especially when she first came out. So to think that her boyfriend was behind all of it all just always threw me off. Like, really?
Well, men know what women, men, we know what other men would like to hear. You know what I'm saying? Makes perfect sense because you think about it. Biggie had a lot to do with Lil' Kim's career, in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That for her first album. Yeah. First album, which was, be considered her dopest
sex
album.
It up.
It wasn't a bad idea. Because think about it. That Lil' Kim photo, that's with her like kneeling down or shit like that. That's an iconic
I know exactly the
picture
one you're
in hip hop.
about.
Think about it. I would compare that to the that Marilyn Monroe picture where like she's kind of holding her dress down, like blowing in the wind, right? That I would put that is to hip hop what Marilyn Monroe was to those pictures are iconic.
That's fair. I guess at the end of the day, she just needed a man behind her to tell her that sex sells. I guess
wasn't a bad idea. I mean, got her to the top of the game. Can I be honest? I saw it coming when Remy Ma got out of prison, right? When she got out and she was doing, you know what I'm saying? I knew it. I was like, her and Nicki Minaj, eventually, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. If they don't do a song or some shit like that right away, something's gonna happen. Especially after, she started to get hot because they had a really big record, her and Fat Joe. That All the Way Up record was a big record. That was a hit.
All the Way Up. Yeah, I really like Remy. I think she's got a lot of skills and I love her relationship with Papoose. I like what they got going on. And I've never been a Nicki Minaj fan. I just think she's kind of corny. I'm kind of over this already as like the more I'm talking about it, I'm like, this is nonsense, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I feel, you feel silly. You feel dumb.
Yeah, but at the very least, you should really listen to Sheether before you have another opinion. Yeah, just listen to it at least.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. But anyway.
I feel like the list of things you like that you've never heard, listened to, watched, is probably longer than the things you actually like.
For instance, I mean, look, this is an erroneous attack. It has no basis. What the hell are you talking about? I have no. What like for an example? Give me an example.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Game of Thrones.
What about it?
Game of Thrones.
What about it?
You can't stand that show.
I've never seen it. It just seems corny.
Exactly. But you don't like it.
Fuck out of here.
My lord, my lady.
Yeah.
That's what you think. That's what you think it is.
Fucking dragons and shit flying around. Get the fuck out of here. Watching that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
That's so ridiculous.
Running around. Fuck out of here.
That's literally one of the most popular shows in the world. And you won't even give it a chance.
For what? Why? It's gonna be stupid. I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna watch like 15 seconds, but turn this shit off. Dragons flying around. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ride on horses and shit. Come hither. Like, fuck out of here. You watching it? Like, I mean, you haven't given me good reason to watch Game of Thrones. Why should I watch it? If you've seen one of those movies, you've seen them all. I know it's not, and I know it's not a movie.
I'm telling you,
it's
it's different.
Series. What's different about it?
But it's not what you think it is. It just has a lot of twists and turns, and it's dark. It's very dark. It's good. It's a really good show.
Word? They got any black people in
It's
it?
surprising. Yeah.
Any black people as the kings or anything like that? Running shit? No. No thanks.
I mean, they have like a whole...
I got you there.
I don't know how to describe it. What? First of all, the first time you brought that up, they were like, you said, why don't they have a Shaka Zulu show or some shit? And I told you that they did, and it like won. Yeah, they did, and it won awards in its time when it came out in the 80s. So you get what but this is something different.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's different? Is this based like on a book or something? It's just a whole different genre.
Yeah, it is. It's based off a book. A fantasy book that someone wrote. Someone who's still alive today. Listen, actually, I'm not even trying to turn you on to Game of Thrones anymore. I'm just calling you out on the erroneous claims you said I made. It's not erroneous. You have plenty of shit. Look, you already don't like Get Out. You said it already. You don't like it.
Well, I don't know. Get Out. Okay, what's it about? Have you seen it? Are you doing anything about this movie, Get Out? I heard it had rave reviews. It was the first movie to get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I want to understand why. I should probably go see it,
You should.
I've heard
that's how that works.
That's how that works.
Me too. That's why I'm not going to shit on it first. Yes.
Well, I'm not. Well, hey, look. Honestly, I'm not shitting on Get Out. I'm giving it a chance. I think the dudes that made it a little corny. Those Key and Peele guys.
Yeah.
Not hating on them.
I don't know. I like Key and Peele.
You would. You like a lot of shit that's
I do. So disrespectful.
Yeah.
Key and Peele are different.
Bang.
Okay, they're different. But I can appreciate them. They're just not the you're looking for maybe an Omar Epps, Kevin Hart type of comedy. And you're not going to find them with these two.
No, I'm not. No, stop.
I don't know.
Okay. I already know where you're going. Knock it off. That's bullshit. You know what they are?
Where am I going?
Because you're trying to say, oh, you don't understand this type of comedy. Nah, fuck out of here. Okay, stop.
I didn't say you didn't understand it. Maybe you just don't like it.
Let me. Who said I like Kevin Hart? And who said I liked? Who's the fucking other guy you named?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
Epps.
Or Mike Epps.
Yeah.
Who I do like, by the way. I will say this.
I feel like I might have said Omar Epps, who is definitely not a comedian. So good. That's a good clear up. Thank you.
You meant to say Mike Epps. But here's what I don't like about them. They seem like black dudes doing an impression of a white dude pretending to be a black dude. That's what's corny about them.
That's fair.
No,
especially when they played the black characters.
Which black guy have you ever met? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who the fuck are they pretending to be? It's just whack.
That's fair. I get it because they don't have that same connection with the black community. But to be fair, they're both biracial.
Okay. Are they? Didn't know.
Yeah, they're both half white. Yeah, so they have to get a little bit of a pass, right?
No such thing as half white, buddy. If you look black, you're black. Point blank. I'm gonna tell you. You know how you do the race test?
I understand.
Get pulled over by the cops, and then they'll let you know what color you are. Let the cops fucking pull you over.
To be fair,
real quick. If
that's
you
true.
Biracial.
That's true. I'm just saying they might have had like a different upbringing.
That's true. I understand. Yeah, I'm just kidding around, but I see what you're saying. They have a different perspective.
Yeah, so they don't really get it the way the other comedians I mentioned probably do. But I still get their humor. Like, I like it. You know who else doesn't get a lot of black love from the black community? A lot of love from the black community? Hannibal Buress.
Oh, Gerard Carmichael? Hannibal. Gerard Carmichael.
No, I've never heard of him. Oh, okay. I'm one of those black people who aren't giving this guy love, yeah.
No. He's funny as hell, man. But, okay, so you said Hannibal Buress? Hannibal Buress? Okay.
Yeah,
okay, why do you think that is?
He thinks that is too. I was just listening to him on the, whatchamacallit, on the Joe Rogan podcast not that long ago. And on something else as well. He just doesn't, it doesn't click. His kind of comedy, his type of humor doesn't click with the black community. It just doesn't.
Well, I think that's like the black community.
About random shit.
What the fuck is the black community? I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. I said, what's the black community? That's a pejorative, right? It's a broad brush. The black community. What's that? How many people are we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Black people. Yeah. Well, it's black people though, right?
You like them, but you like them, and you're black.
Yeah. Do I represent the majority?
I don't know. What's the majority? How many people can you definitively say don't like him?
I'm just saying, like, if you go to his shows, who are the audience? You look around at the audience, like, who fills up the seats?
Okay. Is it because maybe he's
I'm
just
like, I
corny?
mean, no, I don't think so. He just has like a real odd sense of humor. He talks about some random off the wall shit. I can't bring up a single example. Don't ask me. I'm just saying this in general.
I don't know. I've heard him a bit. I like him. I got my guys, man. I'm more of a Chappelle, Louis
Yeah,
C.K.
me
type of
too.
guy. I'm a Chappelle, Louis
Yeah,
C.K.
me absolutely, without
and
a
and
doubt.
and old
Those are
Bill
two of my
Burr,
favorite,
Billy Boy.
without a doubt.
Those, those, those are three of my favorites right there. Chappelle, Bill Burr, C.K.
Louis C.K.
and Chris. Yeah, and Chris Rock. So those four right there. Those are my dudes right there. You know who also like? Tracy Morgan. He had this special that he did in San Francisco. It's called Behind Closed Doors. Brilliant. I'm talking about it was raw and it was funny as hell. He's fearless in that one too, man. You can see people like a lot of people like dying. They're really laughing. He's going for it.
Actually, you just reminded me of the person that I do love. It's Patrice O'Neal.
Ah, that's right.
I love him.
Patrice is funny. Oh,
Yeah, man. That was
another
a
dude I
loss.
like as well is fucking, what's his name? Corey Holcomb.
Never heard of him.
Ooh, you sleeping. You gotta check out Corey Holcomb. That dude is fucking hilarious. He's so funny, man. He's good. I mean, just the way he structured his jokes. He's another guy that's fearless.
You know who I wish was funnier?
Who?
Joe Rogan.
Oh, shit. Why you say that?
Well, I mean, don't act like, don't leave me out here on my own. We both said it.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, look, if I ever get to meet Joe Rogan someday, fuck, I want to be like, yo, look, dude, Joe, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I like you, man. I love you. I love you. I think you're funny. I don't know what this motherfucker's talking about. Trying to distance myself from you. Hey, Joe,
I love
these
Joe
are
Rogan
thoughts,
too. Like,
not
I
mine.
do. I just don't love him as a comedian, and I've tried. I really have. And some points at his in his latest Netflix stand up that I like, but he doesn't compare to all the other guys that we named before. I still think he's brilliant. Like, I would love to sit down and talk to him. I'd love to be on his podcast one day. I love to listen to his shit. I love to listen to his ideas. I just don't find him funny.
Well, look, in Joe Rogan's defense, the guy's got a lot of things going on. You know, maybe he
No,
doesn't
go
have
fuck
time.
yourself. No. You know, you're not gonna do this to me because
What?
this is going out to the world.
I'm just saying, Michelle, maybe if you gave the guy a chance, he's a lot of shit going on. He's on the UFC. He's flying around the world. He's got a podcast he's have to do. It's a lot of material out there. I mean, Jesus. I mean, would you cut the guy some slack? No?
Piece of shit. Fine, I'll leave Joe alone. I'm still a fan. I love him.
I love Joe Rogan. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I don't get it. No, but I see what you're saying. I see what you said. And he has some good bits, though. He has some pretty good bits.
He definitely does. Definitely. I don't take that away from him.
Yeah, no doubt.
I won't shit on any of these people too hard because I think being a stand-up comedian is probably like one of the hardest jobs in the world.
It's got to be very difficult, man. To go up there and actually talk,
Right?
you know, and captivate an audience and be funny. Because you think about it, you need a joke, right? Punchline, like every 15 to 20 seconds, something's got to be boom, boom.
Yeah.
And you got to be up there for an hour, boom, boom, boom. Someone's got to be laughing. That
Yeah. And it's
must be
just
very
you.
difficult.
There's no distractions. It's just you. I can't imagine. And you
They
got
got-
to take your licks for like years.
I would assume it must take like at least a decade to get good at comedy, right? To actually, you know, have good enough craft to go up there and be a headliner and, you know, command an audience and actually be funny and know who you are and be comfortable and be able to deal with hecklers and all that shit. That must be like a 10-year process to be good,
Minimum.
right? And the grind of it all, right? Going to those small little places, small little, you know, hole in the wall bars and, you know, and when you have to, I don't know, man, that, like you said, that's a tough way to make a living, man. Much respect to those
Yeah, it
guys.
really
It's very
is.
difficult to be funny and not steal other people's jokes, right?
Oh my God. That's even harder.
That'd be Amy Schumer.
And what's his face? The Mexican one.
What's his name?
Mencia.
Yeah. Carlos Mencia. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
He went away after Joe Rogan got in his ass, didn't he?
He sure did. He's just like the wind.
He went away.
That's another reason I love Joe.
Joe, he ethered him. That's like comedy ether. Like Nas and fucking Jay-Z. Yo, Joe Rogan, he ethered Mencia. Like facts. Like really. That's what happened to him.
Yeah,
he
really,
ethered him, son.
He really did.
It's a cardinal sin. And that, to me, is why I think comedy is such a... And I really respect the art form in this respect. That if you are a joke thief, they eradicate you, man. I mean, you know, it's such a tight-knit community that if somebody finds out that, look, hey, man, this fucking guy steals jokes. They get rid of you, man. You'll be ostracized. And it used to be like that in hip hop too. But apparently,
Yeah, exactly.
that way
Culture's
anymore.
dead.
The
Yeah,
culture,
as long as you're making enough money.
the mainstream culture is dead, I would say. I think I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
gonna go.
true.
Yeah, I think because back we grew up in the golden era of hip hop in the '90s, where things that you heard on the radio are literally were classics to today,
Hmm.
right? So I think mainstream. I would say mainstream hip hop is more or less what died more than anything else, right?
Yeah, it went the way of anything else that goes mainstream. It just got diluted.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, it does suck.
It's
But I
just.
feel like we're in a golden era of comedy right now.
You think so?
Yeah, there's a lot of great comedians and great comedies just everywhere.
Hmm. No, I'm agreeing with you. Who's some of your favorites that are out now? Like, well, aside from the big name guys, is some guys on the come up that you know?
None that whose name I can remember, because I used to always go to the Stand in in New York. I used to go to a lot of comedy shows, and there were a lot of people who were on the up and coming, like even females who I didn't used to like, to be honest. I used to think female comedians were the worst.
Oh
But
shit!
there was like this Indian female who was fucking great. There was a lot of there was even this Pakistani man too. A lot of like ethnic fucking comedians who came out the blue who were just hilarious. Mike Kaplan. I remember he was one. He was fucking hilarious. Yeah, I don't remember anymore. It's been a long time since I've been in New York and I went to a comedy show. But I just remember thinking these people are going to be huge one day, and I get to watch them now.
It's that grind though, man. Right? That's difficult.
It is.
You know what I mean? Think about how fantastic those guys are, man. And they had people like that maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago that never got out. Why is it that, let's say, for instance, the people that you watch may not necessarily make it, and like a Kevin Hart or something like that gets out? I'm not saying that he's not funny, but what is it? What separates them, right? What makes somebody? Is it just the jokes alone, or do you think it's like the business aspect of it as well?
It has to be the business aspect. It has to be, because, I mean, Kevin Hart is a really good example of that shit. He was really good at branding himself and putting himself out there and putting his hand in everything. So it has to be the business aspect. And you got to look at somebody like Nick DiPaolo, who's been a comedian for God, maybe as long as I've been alive, I swear to God. And he's just not making the waves he should be making at this point in his life and his career.
Damn. Wow.
You know what I mean? I don't know. And plus, people are sensitive. People are sensitive as fuck. Like, you really can't say the shit that you used to be able to say. You used to be able to say whatever the fuck you want. But like, George Lopez, you remember he got a lot of shit for saying something about Latinos. Can't bring like a black person home, and people were fucking mad at him. Well, there was a whole thing with a girl in the audience. There was a miscommunication. He kicked her out, which was kind of stupid, I thought. But like, people were mad at George Lopez for saying that. I'm like, look, it's his bit. He could say whatever the fuck he wants. And you're not really supposed to take everything these people say so seriously either.
It's a very peculiar time we're living in, man, where people, you know, they react to everything. And here's what I understand. You understand that you're going to a comedy show, correct? You understand that there's a possibility that somebody could say something that offends you. They're supposed to. That's the point of it. Now, if you start to censor comedy, now we're moving into a very dangerous realm. Because, I mean, this is one of the last one of the last arenas where you can actually truly say what you want with no repercussions. And it seems as though that is going away. And to me, that is dangerous, man, because once it goes from there, because think about it. Think about every other place. Like, you can't just go on a television show on the news or something like that, or a talk show or something like that, and just say whatever you want. I think places like here, like podcasts, yeah, you can still speak your mind. Thank God they haven't taken that away. You know what I mean? And maybe like, you know, comedians, they can go up there and on stage, and they should be able to get their thoughts out regardless of what they are. I
agree. But I also feel like just because people are being more politically correct these days and there are a lot more complaints, doesn't mean you have to pay attention to them. You don't have to apologize because somebody demanded it from you. You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. You know, I think our president does a very good job of that. That motherfucker doesn't give a damn what you say. You can't, you know what? That's one thing I admire about the guy. You can't back him into a corner. He just say, you know, fuck it, I ain't gonna apologize. No, not doing it. So what?
Yeah. He'll gaslight you before he apologizes.
That's an admirable characteristic.
I have to agree with you. He'll pretend that shit didn't even happen before he apologizes.
Fake news.
Next.
Fake news. Next. I mean, you got to give it to the guy. You got to admire the guy for his stance on shit, man. Hey, that dude will not back. He won't back off a stance, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, I thought they had him dead in the water, but that motherfucker wiggled his way out of that shit. Smart guy.
God, I thought he was dead in the water fucking several times.
Nope, couldn't get him.
No, He's a slippery motherfucker.
Slippery motherfucker. But I think though, man, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that people were just sick and tired of the social justice warriors or political correctness or whatever that means. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's a very slippery slope. That's a nuanced issue to get into. Exactly what does it mean when we say, oh, everyone's too politically correct? That's difficult, because somebody can actually offensive and stop being so politically correct. Oh man, stop being so sensitive. I think what they do is they make the argument so convoluted. Now we don't even know what's supposed to be offensive and what's not.
That's true. And I'm going to take it a step further because I feel like a lot of the times the people who are getting offended did not have the voice that they do now. Like 20, 30 years ago, they didn't have an ability to tell you, hey, you can't talk this way about my community or my people or whatever the fuck. And now they can. So you're seeing this pushback that you wouldn't have seen before because it just didn't exist in the past.
Really? For example, give me an example.
Okay, so like when I was growing up, gays were not off limits. You could say whatever the fuck you wanted about gays.
You could say
you
faggot.
could say faggot all day long. Exactly. You can't do that anymore because gays have a voice now.
A powerful.
So it might seem a very powerful one. So it might seem like things have become more politically correct, but the reality is gays aren't just taking shit sitting down anymore. They have a voice and they're not afraid to use it.
I agree with that, and they're very powerful, man. They're a very powerful group.
Why shouldn't they be? They're everywhere.
Here's the thing about the homosexual community, or should you call it LGBT, whatever, Here's the thing about them. See, they are an assortment of different groups. You can't just say, oh, it's a black person, it's an Asian. It's all of them.
They're everywhere.
And they don't see
They're
each
a part of every race, religion, gender, everything.
And see, I don't know if there's racism within that community, but if there is, it definitely, them being gay supersedes all that other shit. They'll stick together on the fact that, hey, look, we're gay. Fuck that. We're gay before anything else. We're gay before we're black, Asian, white, whatever. No, what
they said being gay supersedes.
It supersedes race in that community. I would assume. I don't know too much about it, but from the outside looking in, it would appear that they think that, hey, look, us being a part of this community is more important than our actual ethnic backgrounds. We're gay. You know what I mean? We have to stand up for this first, being gay, and then everything else kind of falls. Secondary to that. Is that fair?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a part of that community either, so.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I guess that's just my way of saying they stick together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I really don't know. Because it'd be kind of crazy if it was only white male gays were doing their thing and they let everyone fund for themselves. That'd be fucking weird.
Well, I mean,
but I know for sure there's definitely sexism. I know, I've heard a lot of lesbians complain that they don't get a lot of respect from gay men.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. It's interesting.
Yeah. You know what? It all goes back to trying to just feel better than someone.
Right. It's always something, right? That's a good point.
It really is. No matter what category you put yourself into, be like, yeah, okay, I might be gay, but at least I'm not trans. At least I'm not transgender. Those people are just weird. As long as I'm better than someone else. That's why I think apartheid in South Africa was so successful, because they were able to really compartmentalize. Okay, you're white and you're better than the coloreds and the blacks, but hey, coloreds, at least you're better than the blacks, right? You're just that much better. And that was enough for them to be separated and not band together against the injustice that they were all facing.
That's very interesting because, that's true, because if you look at any group, right, let's just say, you could take any group. Let's say you take black people, right? There's infighting between black people, between dark-skinned black people and lighter-skinned black people. And let's say you take two Asian groups, maybe North Koreans and South Koreans don't get along, or the Thais and the people from Laos may not necessarily Japanese and Chinese. And you think of European
Dominicans
groups,
and Puerto Ricans.
Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. You look at white groups, maybe, I don't know, the Irish don't like the Scottish so much, or people with blonde hair talk shit about people with red hair. It's always going to be something.
Always. Because we're lazy like that. We just want to feel better by the lowest common denominator. As long as I don't have to do any work and I'm just better by default, I'm going to take that route. At least that's my opinion.
I agree with that.
But we should probably wrap it up now.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Holla at your boy and your girl.
I still have no idea how to fucking outro.
Let's just leave. Yeah, see you later.